Hi, I'm Maria Lloyd with the Your Black World Network, Your Black Women, as well as iDateDaily.com. And today I'm having a conversation with a gentleman out of Jackson, Mississippi. For those of you who may not be aware, Jackson, Mississippi actually has the second largest Black population in the United States. So this gentleman's name is Ronnie Crudup Jr. And he's part of this amazing initiative called I-58 in Jackson, Mississippi. And I'm not going to give away too much right now, but I'm going to go ahead and welcome him to this show, if you will. How are you, Ronnie?
I'm doing well. Glad to
Great.
be here.
Well, thank you. We're very happy to have you. So, of course, I somewhat introduced you, but if you could please let us know what is I-58 and your organization, New Horizon Ministries, Inc. What is that as well?
Well, I-58 is a program, kind of a housing initiative that we started in Jackson, Mississippi, and specifically in South Jackson. South Jackson is an area that's kind of been littered with crime, kind of on the news a lot lately. Jackson has 170,000 people.
Mm,
170,000 of those folks stay in South Jackson. And
wow.
so it's a population that has totally changed over the last 20 years because the area used to be it used to be 90 10 with whites kind of at 90%,
Uh-huh.
10% black. But now it has totally switched in the past 20 years. It's now 90% African American, black, and now 10% white. So, and some things have not been so good in the midst of that. So,
Mm-hmm.
New Horizon Church, New Horizon Ministries, a nonprofit. I'm the executive director of. Um, we kind of got involved in it, kind of in an interesting way. I would say it was one of those God moments that happened. Um, where we were not necessarily looking to do this, but we had a lady, actually a older Caucasian lady that called us, said, "Hey, I heard about the work you guys do in the community, and I would like to see about you guys taking four of our properties." She had four homes that she wanted to sell.
Wow.
They were all next to each other, and she wanted to sell all four of the homes for $100,000.
Okay.
And we didn't have the money, and this lady was 85 years old, and we asked her a interesting question and said, "Would you mind financing it over 5 years?" And she said, "Yeah, I'll do it." And
Wow.
so we were able to go ahead and do that. All the homes were pretty much fixed up, ready to move in. And so those four homes we started off with, and we looked around our church and community and kind of started there with some folks who needed some places to stay. And we didn't want to go in this as a rental deal. We want to try to see if we can get some people who wanted a chance and opportunity to purchase their own home for the first time and let these folks kind of be the anchor of this area. So that's how we got started. Then the next year, we had a guy that had two homes that he was able to sell to us for like $35,000. Both homes ready to move
Wow.
in. So we moved people here. So the first initial probably 8 homes were all people that called us. We didn't go looking for this. So that's it's kind of a God moment because they just kind of came looking for us to say, but we used the opportunity to reach out to people who wanted an opportunity to purchase a home. But we wanted to get good, stable people in those areas too. Because the South Jackson's kind of been falling under the cracks.
Right.
We all know the stats when it comes to fatherlessness in the homes. And so we wanted
Mm-hmm.
to move some good, positive male role models in these communities to hopefully help change some of that. And so that's what we've been doing. Now we're up to about 13 or 14 homes right now. Matter of fact, we just closed on another one yesterday. We got
Wow.
another family moving in.
Congratulations.
And so thank you. And so, yeah, we're always constantly trying to help get some good families in South Jackson. And we think I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but we feel like the best way to change the community for the good is to bring some positive role models and families in the community that some of these kids can see, touch, and feel.
Right.
So, that's kind of what kind of happened in my point of view of the Black community. A lot of the role models kind of left. A lot of the poor and disenfranchised to kind of fend for themselves. So we want to make sure that we bring some folks, some professionals. We got a couple of lawyers. We got folks getting their PhDs. They're moving into these areas that are a little tougher to deal with, but they're having impacts on these folks' lives, especially these young black males
Right.
that they get to see, hey, there's some positive, strong men that's here in my community that I can go and talk to, learn from, and hopefully we can have a real impact through. So that's kind of in a nutshell, I guess,
Yeah.
what we're doing.
I love it. I love it. It's such a brilliant idea, in my opinion. So let me ask you this. I mean, we know that as you guys transition these neighborhoods that are, historically kind of rough, it
Mm.
hasn't necessarily been a very smooth transition. In fact, one of your key residents who is in one of the neighborhoods caught some young men kind of breaking into one of his properties. Can you kind of tell us? How do you guys deal with that to keep people from being discouraged? Because that is a lot of, and I've actually posted a status on Facebook saying that that's one area that I personally think where Black Americans, those of us who are so-called intelligent or educated, I think that's where we kind of fail the community at large, is by leaving these, tougher neighborhoods and going out into the suburbs and giving our influence and our money to predominantly white communities. So
Yeah.
oftentimes people will retort to me, well, why should I risk me and my family being shot or robbed or whatever, just in the name of empowering Black people. So could you kind of tell me, how do you keep your residents encouraged when their property is vandalized or broken into? How do you keep the encouragement going?
Well, first of all, I encourage them because I myself stay in the South Jackson community as well. I
Okay.
moved my family here, my wife and three kids. We stay here in South Jackson. We've been here 6 years.
Okay.
And so I've had my vehicle broken into. I kind of laugh about it now because most of the folks who moved into the area, they've had something broken into.
Right.
And I kind of laugh about it and say they were just welcoming, they were just kind of welcoming you to the neighborhood and doing that. So,
Right.
but yeah, things do happen, and we kind of let folks know it going in and say, hey, things are going to occur.
Right.
But uh, you know, we're going to make sure that we have people that's going to be around you, that's going to help try to be an eye and help be a voice for you. Same time, we got folks looking out for each other. So
Right.
usually when we go, we try our best. It hadn't happened on all occasions, but every house that we purchase and move somebody in, we try to make sure there's at least somebody else there. We try to move at least two there together.
Okay.
So that way, you have two people there that's working together instead of just one isolated person by themselves.
Right.
And so when that occurs, usually doesn't happen now. What happened to my friend Marshall there? Uh, one of the guys who used to be next door, he kind of moved out. So he was kind of there by himself.
Mm.
Now we do have somebody that's there next door now to him now, but that's kind of what happened. So, but we do have a kind of a list that we give to residents when they kind of feel like they want to come in. We give them like 6 steps that we think they should do. We tell them, okay, first of all, you need to go and meet your neighbors, around you, in front of you, all of that, because once you meet your neighbors, they get to know you.
Right.
They start to kind of be able to look out for each other,
Right.
and make sure you pray about what you're doing. Same time, kind of be a voice in the community, get to know the policemen in the area who serve there. And so we kind of give a list of those folks of things that we think they should do when they first go in. But like I said, certain things still do happen. And but we've never had anything major to occur that somebody had somebody got shot or somebody got robbed or mugged and things like that. It's all kind of been small items that have been stolen, and even from Marshall's case, those were some little boys that happened that did that, and we hate that it happened, but
Right.
actually it's been turning out for the good. We've been able to make some inroads with the mom and those sons who did that, and she got them involved in another program that we do now for young men.
Oh,
And so
wow.
we use that as an opportunity to really try to change the outlook that, yeah, some things may happen, but we're not going to run. You're not just going to make us run from our homes and our communities. We're here to stay. We want to be a stable force. And a lot of times I feel like that's what's happened. A lot of young Black men, they've seen other Black men that have left or run out on them
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
times get hard. And
Exactly.
so we don't want to be one of those ones that's going to see. We want to see that they see these some guys are going to tough it out. They're going to stay here, stick by it, and we can be their voice for the community. Like I said, my family's there. My children go even to the school and to the neighborhood.
Mm.
I intentionally have my children going to the school there, even though there are some better schools in Jackson. But I feel like, what about the other kids whose parents may not have that voice that I can bring to that school? And
Mm-hmm.
so we actually follow the model of, I don't know if you ever heard of him, Dr. John Perkins. Dr. John Perkins created a thing called the 3 R's years ago when he did some stuff in kind of community development. And I think it's about, relocation. First of all, you got to relocate into the neighborhood to kind of
Mm-hmm.
make an impact. And then some reconciliation with the people in the community. And then hopefully from that, we can bring some redistribution of wealth back into the community. So we kind of follow his 3 R's and when we're doing this. So I've been kind of a disciple, a mentee of his over the years. And so he kind of encouraged me, Ronnie, go into this neighborhood where it's a little tougher at and see if you can make a change. Because a lot of times change happens best from the inside out,
Right.
being
Right.
right there in the middle of it. You're putting yourself right there where the problem is and using your voice, your strength, your God-giving power to make some real change there. And so that's what we've been doing from the people of our church and the people in the community. It's not just in our church, and it's not all the work that we're doing.
Right.
We've partnered with Habitat for Humanity in the Jackson area. We've partnered with some other housing associations that, hey, because we can't buy all the houses ourselves. I mean, like I said, 70,000 folks. You got all these, and we still got a lot of dilapidated houses in the community. So we need a lot of help. We cannot do it all of ourselves.
Right.
So we need some tremendous help. We've got help for some businesses that's getting discounted rates on such items like appliances when we need to try to fix up things. And so we have some great partners in the midst of this that's been helping us to do this program.
Wow, that is beautiful. So, speaking of partnerships and help, how can those of us who don't live in Jackson? I was actually raised, in the Jackson metropolitan area, but I don't live
Okay.
there anymore. I'm in Chicago. So, how do those of us who don't live in Jackson, how can we assist?
Okay. Well, first of all, I will say this. You say you live in Chicago. We just call Chicago North Jackson, North Mississippi.
Pretty
So
much.
many folks that just, with the Chicago area.
Right.
So you still home, still family. But we have a website there. Well, a couple of things. We have a website. Our website is new HMI. That's NEWHMI.org. They can go there, find the information, and then we have a link there. They can donate money too. But then also, um, we actually have gotten some donations from people who own house that don't necessarily stay in Jackson anymore, but they want to
Mm.
donate a property. We're a 501c3, so we can take a donation and also sometimes give folks a write off for a property or something like that if they need that. So
Okay.
we're able to take properties. One of our great partners has been Wells Fargo Bank. Wells
Mm.
Fargo Bank has actually donated us 3 properties in the
Wow.
area and some money to help improve it. And so they have a kind of community investment improvement part of their banking system. And so they've donated some property and that's helped us out tremendously to be able to continue to keep the ball rolling. And but then we have some other banks in the area that have done that too. So donations, not just monetary donations, but from housing and other things, and your influence. A lot of times, folks do know people that stay in the area. We had one of my friends that stayed in California. He knew a guy that stayed in Chicago. They said, "Hey, man, you got to talk to Ronnie and with New Horizon, what they're doing down there. He donated one of his properties to us,
Wow.
just because of that influence he had. So it's different ways of helping us out, even though somebody may not be here.
Okay, so Ronnie, if people want to get in touch with you, how can we do that? Email, Facebook, phone
Yeah,
number?
I'm Ronnie Crudup Jr. You can, get me on Facebook pretty easy. I'm there. Folks always inboxing me stuff, and so that's probably the best and the easiest way
Okay.
to get me there. I'm on Instagram as well, but R Crudup Jr. there. But yeah, that's probably the best way to get in contact with me is through Facebook and just hey, see what we're doing. I do post a lot of stuff about what we're trying to do in our area. I'm kind of a wild guy too, so I say some stuff and some humorous stuff as well. So hey, but I mean it's all fun. We love the work we do here in South Jackson and Jackson, Mississippi as a whole. It can be some challenging and tough work, but it's all for the good. We love it. I've given my life to it. I told my wife I don't expect to see 90 years old, not in a bad way, but
Right.
I've really taken the challenge to give my life to this work to try to help improve the lives for these youth and these children in this area. So that's
Wow.
what we do.
Wow, Ronnie, thank you so much. I am so inspired by what you all are doing. And it kind of reminds me of Malcolm X. And of course, I'm paraphrasing here, but he
Okay.
famously said, if you're not willing to pay the ultimate price, which is your life for your freedom, then you're not worthy of it. You're not deserving of
Yeah.
it. So I just
Uh-huh.
want to say thank you so much for your work. It is so inspirational. I will absolutely be, assisting you guys financially and otherwise. You have my information, so I'll definitely start looking through my Rolodex to see, who can possibly help out.
Okay.
And yeah, I just want to say once again, thank you so much for, making the sacrifice, you and your family, as well as the others who are involved.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes, alrighty. And so, you guys who are tuning in, thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions for Ronnie or myself, feel free to just drop them in the comments below, and I will be checking them. And I'll also make sure that I place the URL where you can actually make financial contributions to this initiative. And I will also post the URL to Ronnie's Facebook page so that way you guys can contact him directly. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you again soon.